Section 1. The Swapped Billionaire Heir. So, like a lot of great melodramas, our explainer starts off chronologically with a classic, super effective trope. Right at the center of this tangled web, we've got two 6-year-old girls living drastically different lives. On one side, we have our protagonist, Yuan Bao. She's the biological daughter of the ridiculously wealthy CEO of the Goo Corporation, but she's been left out in the cold to sell buns on the street. And on the flip side, we have the fake heir, Xiao Yun Duo, who's being raised in absolute luxury, just completely spoiled with toys and affection.
Now, as it turns out, 5 years ago, a massive betrayal went down. The supposedly loving husband of the Goo Corporation CEO, this guy named Guan, actually paid to have the children swapped at birth. Why? Well, purely to secure his own illegitimate daughter's future within this billionaire empire, all while tossing the true heir right out into the streets. It's a ruthless, highly calculated move, and honestly, it's kept him living the high life for half a decade.
Section 2. The Animal Whispering Advantage.
But here's the thing. Guan made one massive miscalculation that totally derails his whole 5-year plan. Yuan Bao has a completely inexplicable, unique superpower. And what makes this trope so incredibly fun is how much agency the writers give our 6-year-old hero. She literally has the magical ability to speak to and command animals. She uses this insane network of animal spies to foil the villains, acting like a one-girl surveillance state. A highly trained guide dog named Dang literally leads her biological mother right to her. And when the fake sister tries to poison Dang with chocolate, guess who reports the crime? The surveillance earthworms who watch the whole thing go down from the dirt. I mean, it's brilliant, it's completely absurd, and it's just highly effective narrative problem solving.
Moving on to Section 3. Exposing the Fake Father.
As Yuan Bao starts integrating back into the Goo Corporation family, she's constantly having to outmaneuver her fake father, Guan. And this is where we see that brilliant narrative escalation I mentioned earlier. Just look at how fast his plots ramp up. Step 1, he actually tries to serve his wife chicken soup laced with livestock plague medicine. Step 2, he bribes a totally corrupt doctor, Dr. Wong, to fake a DNA test. And Step 3, he gets caught keeping a mistress in the family basement and tries to claim they're just conducting scientific experiments. It is an absolute masterclass in soap opera villainy. You never admit defeat, you just escalate to an even more ridiculous lie.
But honestly, my absolute favorite bizarre resolution in this entire arc is how Yuan Bao handles that fake DNA test. She doesn't hire a lawyer, she doesn't get a private investigator. No, she simply calls the corrupt Dr. Wong on the phone and commands an entire flock of birds to relentlessly dive-bomb him in his office. The doctor is absolutely terrified by this literal Hitchcockian nightmare, instantly folds, runs straight to the family mansion, and confesses the whole thing. Justice delivered by avian assault, folks. You really can't make this up.
Section 4. Corporate Cordyceps Sabotage. So, with his domestic plots totally failing and his lies unraveling left and right, Guan decides to pivot. If he can't win at home, he's going for full-blown corporate sabotage. He frames Yuan Bao's mother by swapping her company's newest medical breakthrough, which are these cordyceps, for parasitized fakes. Fast forward a few days, and there's an angry mob protesting outside the Goo Corporation building, claiming this fake medicine caused a coma patient. Guan really thinks he's finally won here, actually demanding his wife sign over the entire company to him just so he can fix the PR disaster.
But the really crucial point here is how our 6-year-old hero saves the day yet again, giving the audience a wildly satisfying payoff. Thanks to those handy animal friends, Yuan Bao tracks down the real, priceless 1,000-year-old golden cordyceps that were hidden in the local trash heap. She literally brings them right out to the angry mob, instantly clearing her mother's name, exposing Guan's sabotage, and completely saving the family business.
Section 5. Enter the true billionaire. Now, you might think we're done, but this soap opera isn't even close to finish delivering massive reveals. See, the story hadn't fully addressed the real identity of her biological father yet. Well, through some literal dog-like scent tracking by Yuan Bao and a highly dramatic showdown at an international kindergarten, all the pieces finally fall into place. It turns out, her true biological father is none other than CEO Su of the Su Group. We're talking the absolute richest, most powerful man in the entire city. Apparently, the mother and Su had a fleeting encounter years ago that was originally orchestrated by Guan's treachery. But now, the ultimate billionaire power couple is fully united. So, I want you to put yourself in Guan's shoes for a second. His secret mistress? Exposed. His illegitimate daughter's true identity? Known. His big corporate sabotage? A total failure. Plus, he's maxed out all his credit cards, owes millions to debt collectors, and now the absolute richest man in the city is stepping in to protect the very family he tried to destroy.
With his life completely in ruins, Guan decides to take the most desperate, drastic step possible.
Which brings us to Section 6, the Lion's Roar conclusion.
All right, this is the climax of the story, and this sequence perfectly encapsulates that straight-faced absurdity that makes this specific genre so incredibly addictive. Guan somehow manages to kidnap both of Yuanbo's biological parents. He ties them up in your classic abandoned warehouse setup, slides a contract across the table, and demands they sign over all of their vast corporate wealth in exchange for their lives. For a second, it really looks like the villain might actually pull off his final desperate gambit.
But Guan forgot rule number 1 of this entire universe. You do not mess with the Animal Whisperer. Instead of calling the police or paying some massive ransom, our 6-year-old Yuan Bao literally summons a fully grown lion to the kidnapping site. Yes, a lion. The lion casually strolls into the warehouse, and Guan, who is completely shattered by the sheer impossibility of an apex predator just appearing in a random city warehouse, screams in terror and instantly passes out cold. The day is saved, the family is reunited, and our big bad guy is defeated by sheer, untamed zoological panic.
It is just a beautifully unhinged resolution to a story that is absolutely packed with betrayals, fake DNA tests, and of course, animal espionage. By breaking this all down, we can really appreciate the wild, relentless creativity required to keep a viewer hooked minute after minute. It definitely leaves me wondering about the mechanics of our favorite dramatic stories. So what is your absolute favorite over-the-top soap opera twist? Think about it and keep analyzing the media you consume. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.